Hello everyone, thank you for joining me in my channel and today's reading. We're going to see what's going to come out for us from the cards today. I want to go ahead and say that you should be discerning and using your intuition with all readings, including this one, to determine whether or not a reading is for you, or if any part of it is. Okay? It might not be the whole reading that's for you, just a part of it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to shuffle these oracle cards. And we're going to look into what might be coming through. Okay, we have Lady's Mantle. This came up in the first iteration of the reading I did. So, and then we have Fir Club Moss. These are two different types of plants. There might be an investment here in your self-love, is what I'm getting here. Because Lady's Mantle is about appreciating things in life. It's also about beauty, both inner and outer. And Fir Club Moss is... It usually indicates a long-term investment. Like a plan, a very... Yeah, like I said, a long-term investment. Something that takes time, diligence, consistency, and is worth the effort in the long run because that's how you get it. Okay, we have Initiation, Beginnings, and Power. That's what Fir Club Moss is about. I'm going to read this because this is going to be really uplifting for some of you. Size might not be everything. If you've chosen this card, it may mean that something that seems apparently small in your life, maybe even insignificant, has resurfaced or been given to you energetically. I'm modifying the words a bit for our energy here. Has entered your life and may prove to be very powerful. Although it is a very small plant, Fir Club Moss descended from the giants of the primeval forest that now supply our coal. The power and warmth that coal can bring is echoed in the way that moss can be used to start a fire in the wild. Choosing this card indicates a time of good if you are starting a new project or relationship. Never be dismayed at humble beginnings. With patience, something that begins small or locally can grow to limits unimagined from the outset. Outset means from the start. The same principles hold true for spiritual initiation. Taking the first step on a path may not necessarily give you dramatic mystical experiences at the beginning, but in every beginning lies great power, and in time you may well look back and realize how much your life has changed because of a choice you've made to embark on a long journey. It is also possible that this card indicates you are finally starting to see clearly. Until now, your understanding or perspective on a situation has been impaired, perhaps through lack of emotional distance. But now, it is as if a veil has been drawn aside and unmistakable clarity has emerged. I think what you're starting to see now is your inner and outer beauty, and to see past whatever happened in the past, to open yourself to more abundance, to potentially invest in things that make sense for you. Perhaps you didn't allow yourself certain things, or you're allowing them now. Were struggling with rigid morality. If that's the case, and you're choosing something that feels good to your spirit, and is guided by spirit as well, then perhaps, yeah, there you go. Mountain Lion is about leadership of the self, usually. At least in readings I like to do, you're guiding your own life. You're not telling others what to do. So, this may be giving rise to... Okay, that makes sense. We may be toning down the power of perfectionism, which may limit us from taking action, which may limit us from doing anything at all. And instead, we're saying we might not do everything perfectly, but we're going to start. And we don't know what it's going to become, but we're doing it because it aligns with what we want, and it brings us joy. And so we want it. And so in doing so, we bring good to the world. Maybe it's not perfect. We bring good to our own life, and maybe that's not perfect, but it still brings good, and we can improve on it along the way. Some things can't be premeditated into perfection. There we go. Butterfly and Heron. So we have transformation, and then we have self-reflection. What these medicines say is that we're looking at ourselves with scrutiny, and we're actually not just making a change, but we've actually put enough energy and momentum and intention into it that now it's starting to change our lives. Energetically, emotionally, maybe we've overcome some kind of difficult experience. Maybe now we're ready to invite abundance of different kinds into our life, to invest in ourselves. When I tried to do this reading the first time around, there were some repeat cards. Lady's Mantle was one of them, and there were a couple others. Mouse was in this reading, and Mouse is about nitpicking, perfectionism, scrutiny when it's in an imbalanced energy. But when it's in a balanced energy, it's very methodical. It's good at repetition and consistency. And so I believe we're inviting the healthy energy of Mouse into this new era of our lives and this new passion project that we have, which may very well have to do with self-love. I think maybe we have some lower impulses that we're needing to give ourselves love and grace for. When I say lower impulses, I don't mean like bad ones. I mean like, you know how the different energy centers crave different things, they stand for different things? So I mean like sacral root, this could be investing in our own physical vessel, our body. This could be taking care of our finances. This could be doing work that we love. This could be focusing on our relationships, maybe partially that has to do with that. I'm getting something there with that. But this has to do with our relationship with ourselves as well when it's in the lower energy centers pertaining to our body, our vitality. So I'm getting that there's good energy with that. This energy is a little heavy. I think some of you might be in a... everyone here might be in a different place. We have horse here, and horse is about power. So, from my perspective, the only power you really ever truly have is power over yourself. Okay? And so, maybe our personal power is coming back to us, perhaps because we stopped being so perfectionistic that we never took action, or potentially being very hard on ourselves, or potentially never starting something, right? Which all tie into the same wound of imbalanced Mouse energy, which is nitpicky, perfectionist, very prone to rumination. Yeah. So we're letting go of that, and we're stepping into our power. This is the Rebel card indicates stepping into our power and following Source's guidance. So it is likely that now we've broken free or are breaking free from some influences that have held us back for years, potentially. And now we're starting to follow our inner guidance. I got the impulse to say programming. So perhaps we were struggling with programming, and now we're finally like making a very big step towards creating or recreating something new in our life that is really going to feed us and bring great abundance into our lives. Yeah, breakthrough. There we go. And to trust. Okay? So we have the breakthrough card and we have trust. So trust, this internal shift, it feels small right now, and it may just be your energy, right? And some small steps you've taken to kind of get yourself to this point. But even just this beginning, which seems small, is actually... I'm getting there's enough momentum for you to follow this through and to keep investing in it, for this to be a new part of your life. I'm getting also for some of you, you may need to work on giving yourselves grace. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much. You may need to work on giving yourselves grace for things that you may have wanted to do differently. I don't want to go too far down that road because this feels like a different energy than the energy I'm focused on here in this reading. And I don't mind doing readings sometimes on heavier energies, sometimes. But right now, I want to do this one. Okay, well, perhaps sometimes I don't like doing heavy energy readings, but right now we're in a good one now. You don't need to fight with others. You don't need to get approval. There might be some kind of like approval seeking, being told that you're right or that you can have something that you want for yourself. But you're in a new cycle here, and the universe is taking you towards it. And with the King of Swords here, I would say you're definitely in integrity, and you're taking decent actions towards your want. Yeah, you are. Lovers is about integrity, and I just split the deck of the Lovers. There you go. And so is the King of Swords. So really big that you're in this energy right now. King of Swords, the Lovers, the Chariot. That's what that's indicating in this energy specifically. I'm getting, you don't need, with this Five of Wands, I'm feeling like you feel like you've lost arguments or fights in the past. Not really. You're seeing a very limited perspective around how things played out spiritually. So I don't really buy into that narrative that you keep telling yourself. Yeah. You're right back on track is what I'm getting here. You're right back on track. And it's okay. Let yourself go. Let yourself go. In the sense of like, you can leave that energy behind. It's fine. Interesting. A lot of emotional cards. Page of Cups, Star, Queen of Cups, Six of Cups, Three of Swords reversed. I have to meditate on what that's saying. Interesting. Can I get a clarifier? Perhaps in the past, you've tried to negotiate with others in order to show up in connection. It could be platonic, it could be otherwise, but I'm getting you want to be careful with that. Yes, there's working with others, but then there's also self-abandonment. But even if you did engage in self-abandonment, there's grace here for you to fix that. Okay, let's not do that. It's basically saying energetically, let's not do that again. Yeah, and there's an expansion here. Also, perhaps maybe some of you are ruminating over past events, and so Spirit is also saying, in this case, what I'm feeling is that sometimes things need to change. And you are just a part of how events unfold, not the entire thing when it concerns others. Okay? So we have expansion here, the Empress card with the Ten of Pentacles. I kind of want to see what that's saying. Perhaps we're unhappy with what we have. So we might need some gratitude. Lady's Mantle can definitely be about gratitude. That if I read the card to you, you would know it was. It's about seeing the good, seeing the beautiful, even if it seems simple, mundane, or something that you take for granted. Just remember to cherish the good that you have, because you have a lot of it. There is a deep release here from something deeply limiting. That is, the release is coming. It's very soon, where you're going to be freed from something that's really holding your energy back. Or has been holding your energy back. And you're going to be freed of it. And I think you're going to love that. Yeah, you're going to be freed of it because it wasn't... Again, Spirit is saying we co-create. When we collaborate with others, we co-create. And so... they're releasing you from it energetically. Like, you're releasing you from it. You're releasing yourself from it. Spirit is helping you release from it. It's all of the above. Okay? And they keep telling me to say this again to you. So make peace with what was. Make peace with it, because it was perhaps necessary, or just, part of the healing journey that we all go on at different times. So, look, I get it. Okay. But there's definitely an investment here to a deep... There's something within you that's being invested in here, that's rising within you, that's really sacred and perhaps very important to nourish, care for, and appreciate. And I think you are. I'd be surprised if we got mouse spirit here. Yeah, there's some obstacles that we're going to overcome. I personally feel that they're internal. But there are things that are going to bring abundance into our life. Great abundance. Yeah, you don't need to figure this out or to fix it. This is an inside feeling job. Yeah. Okay, we have the leadership card again. We got Mountain Lion in the Shaman Oracle deck, which is the animal cards. And now we have that same energy here with Stag Spirit, which is saying take the lead. Time to heal. Okay. We have Rumination here with Pig Spirit. Oh, last card. And then we have Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. Another card is you've gotten Beaver Spirit several times in different decks. I want to say this is about... there is a healthy level of aggression in certain expressions. In the sense of pursuing what you want. In the sense of diligently working towards something. But also not being afraid. Being yourself. And Cow Spirit's pointing to the resurgence of something within you. Spirit, is there a rebirth here? Oh, this one. Protection. Okay. You have protection. Okay, that's great. We love that. Can I ask what's being reborn in their life? Two things. Time to let go. Okay. Okay, I dropped those. I'm going to get them in a moment. Let me pause for a moment. And we're back. Okay. So I'm going to put these down for a moment, and I'm going to ask what's coming through for you. This one. Okay. Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. So this could be an internal sense of abundance, the desire to give to others and show up for others. Yep. And we definitely have something surfacing here. We have the Ace of Wands. And with the Seven of Wands reversed, I'm getting that your intentions are in the right place. You don't have like a manipulative motive per se. And so this is giving rise to something within you in your life. It may not express itself just yet. It may take time, but it will. Yeah, I think so. This has to do with it's going to impact your connections in a positive way. Big impact socially, big impact emotionally, big impact as far as your contribution to the community at large, in your life, in your area. Perhaps there's going to be some way in which you resurface with gifts of support, gifts of showing up for yourself and self-love, gifts of freedom of spirit. And so, and also a sense of community and support with it. I had the Ten of Pentacles here in the deck. Whatever some of you are concerned about, you can let that go. In respect to past events. Yeah. Because it was complicated. There were a lot of things at play. I mean, all right, you healed from it. You adjusted your strategy, like you adjusted your like choices, actions, etc. You healed from it. Okay, we can move forward now, right? That's both a question and a statement, by the way. By the way, that is a question and a statement. Just letting you all know, okay? Okay, we have fear. Why do we have fear? Innocence. Oh, we're afraid of what we don't know. what Spirit's saying is that you're already in integrity and you're not doing anything wrong. Like, I don't know, like, a lot of times people that are working on themselves spiritually, they want to make sure they're coming correct to avoid pain, or a pain or inflicting pain, right? Which, listen, I totally respect that, and I totally see the merit in that. But if it paralyzes you from doing anything that feels right to you, in the sense of like it's good for you and not hurting anyone, perhaps that's something to be looked at, okay? But they are saying that you're working on your self-esteem, and you've done great work on your integrity within yourself, so that's really good. But there's definitely some tuning here. Can I ask what's going to improve in their life? Oh, you finished a really important piece of work and you're integrating it. Wow. Perhaps this process for an experience in your life took many years for you to get to the point where you're allowing yourself to integrate it in a healthy, balanced way. And you're doing that now. And that's why part of the reason why the energy that's been holding you back is now releasing. And this will open the door for opportunity to come in. Of course, you may not want every opportunity, and that's totally valid. But at least we open the doors for things to come by so we can see, oh, do we want to engage with this? Oh, let's try. Oh, do we want to engage with this? Oh, let's try. You know, this is coming from understanding ourselves and others better from a healthier place without blame and all this other stuff. Yeah, we have the understanding card here. This is being free, feeling free, and seeing things clearly. Or at least trying to, whether it's others or ourselves. Put this away? Okay, I'll put this away. Five of Earth, Nine of Swords, Six of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles. It may be that in our life we kind of feel a bit on our own. And maybe that fear is kind of still has a strong grip. I'm feeling that with the Nine of Swords. Fear still has a very strong grip here. So that's something we need to work through. For some of us with the Six of Cups, I'm feeling like some of your past emotions are still stuck where they are and they need to be healed and released by you. Like felt, healed, released. And for you to see your worth now, to integrate those experiences, and for you to know, okay, I don't want those experiences, I want these. Or, I don't need to work with this experience, butcher myself and my self-esteem in order to have what I want. Like, I can just not engage with things that don't work for me, and I can engage with does. From a healthy place, right? From a healthy place. Okay, can I have one last card and I'm going to wrap this up? Okay. We have Chameleon Spirit, which is saying act as if. And it's number 14. Okay. Chameleon Spirit shares her gift with you today to prepare you for changes that will greatly benefit you. Outer conditions are changing, and you're required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? That's a good thing, because that will come in handy. And it will enable you to determine how best to adapt to your environment and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and your inner balance. Jaguar spirit, integrity. This is you staying true to yourself while also finding a way to work with others. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, Chameleon Spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land, adapting as necessary. This is a fortunate time to act as if and do as others do until new ways feel familiar and completely natural. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting isn't about losing yourself. It's about learning how to dance with others. I mean, that's great, right? I don't want to dilute this message too much, right? Perhaps this is about collaborating. I don't think this is so much about collaborating with others as it is about knowing yourself, right? Because you can collaborate with others and not know yourself, and then you find yourself in places that are not for you. That's not what I'm getting here. It's not that you have a problem working with others. What it is understanding who you are and knowing what will and will not work for you, and what you are willing to engage in and what you're not. Okay, so if a person brings like 10 different gifts into your life and 2 of those gifts don't work for you, then just take the 8 and you work with the 8 and you hold the boundaries. So that's essentially kind of the vibe I'm getting here. There doesn't need to be complete agreement over everything. That just doesn't make sense. I'm getting here with Dragonfly Spirit, there's a guilt narrative still running in your head. That's something that needs to be healed. And if it's coming up during this reading, it might be asking you to heal that. And one of the things that's coming through in healing that is Dolphin Spirit, Flamingo Spirit, which is about the polarity of life, maybe even duality. And it's saying like situations are sometimes complicated and everyone's bringing their own energies and their own situations, parts of them that are in their highest form and parts that are not. And so it can get very complicated and life can throw you off track. So Spirit's saying release yourself from that and move forward to what you know that you actually want. Okay. I think I've read plenty for this reading. That's already long enough. So I'm going to thank you for being in this reading. Basically, cut yourself some slack, stay in your integrity, work with others to the best of your ability. There's an energy here that's risen within you that is definitely worth your long-term investment and your alignment work for you to come into alignment with it within yourself, and also to appreciate the good that you have and work on the inner and outer beauty in your life, whether that's in you or others, and being a little more open energetically to opportunities that might work for you. Okay? So thank you so much for being in this reading. I appreciate you, and you have a wonderful week ahead.